Hirosaki University. He's going to talk as PSA glycoisomer improves the diagnosis and high-grade prostate cancer prediction. Please.
Thank you, Professor. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me such a great meeting. Today I'll talk about the PSA glycoisomer improved diagnostic and high-grade prostate cancer prediction. I have no CY. Glycan is a chain of sugar and composed of several monosaccharides, and glycan is involved important biological function. So glycan can be used as a tumor biomarker because glycan change originates through the molecular transformation and genetic and epigenetic change, and resulted in the glycotransferase expression change or glycan modified enzyme expression change. And this glycan expression enzyme changes are resulted in the tissue glycan change or surface serum and glycoprotein change. So we use a glycan enzyme marker or tissue surface glycomarker, and we can use a liquid-to-glycan biomarker as a cancer tumor markers. So in this study, we introduced the aberrant glycolated PSA test for prostate cancer diagnosis. So there are some dilemmas in the prostate cancer diagnosis. One is over-detection and unnecessary biopsies and burden of biopsies. And also elevated PSA and negative biopsy patient, what to do next, rebiopsy or additional test. We need a more specific additional diagnostic tools. So what would be the ideal additional diagnostic tools to identify the main clinically significant cancer who may benefit from earlier diagnosis and treatment, and to reduce the risk of diagnosis of insignificant cancer, to avoid the number of unnecessary biopsies. This is the EU guideline 2018. There are several new biomarkers recommended before the biopsies. But this recommended biomarker was not yet approved in Japan, and we use only the PSA and FT-PSA test. And more recently, liquid biopsy method and exosome assay were developed in USA, XDX, but we cannot use this new biomarker. This promising new biomarker is a combination of the messenger RNA or protein markers plus clinical factors. This multiplex biomarker is a major trend in the world, but we focus on PSA glycoisomers. PSA is a glycoprotein which has one N-glycylation site. And this glycan structure is very depends on the prostate cancer tumor genesis and progression. And this is a two-dimensional electrophoresis result. There are many plots in serum PSA. So previously, we found the prostate cancer-associated aberrant PSA glycoisomer. This is a benign type, and major form of the glycan is a biantennary type, and the terminal methylation is alpha-2,6. When the prostate cancer patient increase the branching and appears a terminal alpha-2,3 methylation, and appears a lactidinac structure, and decrease the co-crossylation. We found that this aberrant glycolated form of PSA, and we have developed a prostate cancer specific serum biomarker by using this glycoisomer. what is the advantage of PSA glycoisomer? PSA test is prostate specific, but not cancer specific. But our glycoisomer test is a quantitative analysis of prostate cancer specific glycan change of PSA. So this is a cancer specific biomarker. First, we introduced a sialic acid alpha-2,3 GAL PSA called S23 PSA. This terminal alpha-2,3 sialation can detect the specific lectin, MAA lectin. To detect the S23 PSA, we use the capillary electrogel phoresis-based microtouch system. This is already clinically used the machine developed by the Fujifilm, and we can detect the S23 PSA using the reactivity of lectin, like this, and electrophoresed the S23 benign type and the cancer type PSA is can distinct clearly separated the benign type and the cancer type peaks. And we can obtain the percent S23 PSA ratio to both area of the peak. To use this system, by using this system, we retrospectively evaluated the multi-institutional study in 3 urologic sites, Hirosaki and Tohru and McMaster University in Canada. And we evaluated the overall cohort and the PSA gray zone cohort. Diagnostic performance of overall PSA and clinically significant cancer and high-grade prostate cancer was evaluated by the ROC curve analysis and decision curve analysis. And prostate cancer cohort was classified as an active surveillance eligible group and clinically significant cancer group. This is a patient gap background. The total PSA level was significantly higher than clinically significant cancer. This is a result of overall PSA detection. The S23 PSA density and S23 PSA is significantly much superior to the conventional PSA and FT test. Also, the clinically significant cancer detection is significantly higher than this S23 PSA density and S23 PSA. Then we can detect a high-grade cancer greater than glycan 7 patient. This S23 PSA density is much higher. And furthermore, we evaluate the decision curve analysis, the which model best option. And we found the base model plus S23 PSA, not density, detect more cancer and to the base model, age plus DRE status, total PSA plus FT PSA. And avoided biopsy patient without missing any cancer is significantly higher than base model. This is a gray zone. We can obtain the same result. This S23 PSA plus base model is best option. So ROC and the decision curve analysis is revealed that the S23 PSA, S23 PSA density much superior to the conventional PSA test. And decision curve analysis reveals that combination of S23 PSA plus base model is best option, so which leads to reduction of unnecessary biopsies could be used as a clinical index of patient active surveillance. This marker we are now planning to the multi-center clinical trial to apply the PMDA in Japan. Next, we introduce another glycoisomer. This is Dynac PSA. This glycan change called LDN PSA. This glycan change is detected by the WFA lectin, and this glycan structure is synthesized by the beta-4-GAL-NT4 glycosyl transferase gene. Plus, we investigate basic research. The beta guarantee for knockdown LNK cell is established. These cells decrease the secretion of the lactogenic PSA, significantly decrease the secretion of lactogenic PSA in the culture supernatant. So this gene is responsible for the synthesis of lactogenic structure with PSA. We also investigate the beta guarantee for gene expression in the tissue, benign region and the tumor region. We macro dissect it and RNA extract, and then investigate messenger RNA expression. This gene expression was significantly higher the higher Gleason patient. So we expected this lactogenic PSA is positively correlated with tumor malignancy. To detect this lactogenic PSA, we use another system, the surface plasmon enhanced spectroscopy. We use the WFA lectin and the PSA antibody sandwich immunoassay system. This is a short animation. We mobilize this gold film, the PSA antibody, and then added the serum, the capture the PSA, and then addition of the lectin. Lectin capture the lactogenic structure, and fluorescence level lectin can detect the laser excited method. This is very high sensitive and could be used as another lectin based assay. So we use this system evaluate the multi-institutional evaluation, and we enrolled 780 patients in 3 urologic sites, and overall cohort and Gleason cohort. Diagnostic performance is evaluated by the ROC curve and decision curve analysis. This is a patient background. The clinically significant cancer cohort group is significantly higher total PSA. And this is overall prostate cancer detection. The lactogenic PSA density and the lactogenic PSA is much superior to the conventional PSA test in any PSA range. But we cannot discriminate active surveillance eligible group and biopsy negative in the lactogenic PSA. So this is a clinical significant cancer detection. The same result, lactogenic PSA is much higher than the conventional PSA test. And also, we can also detect the high-grade prostate cancer, the same result. This is decision curve analysis. Lactogenic PSA and lactogenic PSA density is detected more cancer, and the best option is lactogenic PSA density plus base model as significantly higher biopsy avoided rate. The Gleason is the same result. So this lactogenic PSA and density was much superior to PSA and FT test, and the combination of lactogenic PSA density and base model is best model, which includes the large reduction of unnecessary biopsies. Furthermore, we evaluated the preoperative PSA cohort in Australia. This is a single institutional cohort and all Caucasian serums. This cohort available the tumor volume. So we evaluated the correlation analysis. This shows the correlation between the lactogenic PSA and tumor volume, and total PSA, and FT. So this lactogenic PSA is positively correlated with the total PSA level and the tumor volume, and negatively correlated with the FT. And also, we can lactogenic PSA detect the higher pathological T3 tumors, and positively correlated is a higher glycan score. So also, Rakuten PSA can discriminate the lymphovascular invasion positive case and seminal vesicle invasion positive case and resection margin positive case. So the Rakuten PSA test in preoperative PSA baseline cohort, Rakuten PSA value was positively correlated with tumor volume, total PSA, and higher Gleason score. This could be detected the high-grade prostate cancer before radical prostatectomy. So this is an overview of potential prostate cancer biomarker. We believe that our glycoisomark test could be used as a fast biopsy and repeated biopsy. And Rakuten PSA is especially used as a prognostic biomarker. This is my contributor and collaborators. Thank you for attention.
Thank you very much for your presentation.